Safari Week 2025, baby! So, for those of you who don't know, the Safari Week is an annual community shiny hunting event that takes place around June or July every year. It is hosted and promoted by AbsolBlog's Pokemon, and every year shiny hunters from across the world come together to take part. And the main focus of this event is to shiny hunt Pokemon in the Safari Zone. Now, if you know anything about the Safari Zone or the Great Marsh, you will know that the Pokemon you encounter can run away, meaning that every time you encounter a shiny, there are a lot more stakes. But why do shiny hunters do this to themselves? I don't know. We already spend hours, days, weeks, months, or sometimes even years looking for Pokemon that are different colours. Bottom line is we weren't exactly Satan to begin with. But being an avid shiny hunter myself, I have actually taken part in the last couple of Safari Weeks. In 2023, I got myself this shiny Psyduck. And here he is. And by he, I mean she. But this was my first ever Safari Week shiny, which I got in 2023. It's called Dave because I put it in a Discord saying, what should I call it? And they all said to name it Dave. So this is Dave, the female shiny Psyduck. I did attempt it in 2024, but I didn't put that much time into it and only got a few thousand encounters in, so I didn't get any shinies. But this year is different. Now that I have this YouTube channel, I can document my process of Safari Week and show it to all of your beautiful faces. A lot of the time, the key to succeeding in something is preparation, and I had a bit of time to prepare for this week of shiny hunting. Of course, the first thing I needed to work out was how exactly I'm gonna hunt. The last few years, I've simply just loaded up Diamond and Pearl on my DS and just hunted for the week. But now, not only do I have my DS, but I also have a Switch, so I can duo hunt in the original Pearl as well as the remake Shining Pearl. I do actually have two DS's, but one of them is that flat one that doesn't fold and the other one is a 2DS XL. So it's a bit awkward to duo hunt on two devices that are different sizes. So I did the smart thing and just ordered a new DS off eBay. So now I can actually triple hunt for this event, which is something I've never done before. I can have two DS's hunting as well as hunting on my Switch. I could use my two DS's to hunt in both Diamond and Pearl, but I decided to do one on Pearl and the other on Heart Gold, just because it has a better Safari Zone, while also playing Shining Pearl on the Switch. The next step of the preparation process was to make sure that all my games were good to go. And by this, I mean making sure that I have a Pokemon with the move Sweet Scent in each of the games. This is because when in the Safari Zone, you can simply use Sweet Scent to force an encounter, rather than walking around and wasting your limited steps. I have an Oddish on my Pearl still there from the last time that I took part, so that game was all ready and good to go. I went on to Heart Gold to make sure I had one there, and there wasn't anything that had Sweet Scent. Oh boy, so it looks like I'm going to have to go and find one. I was just about to fly somewhere to get an Oddish when I realised that I had one in my party. Thank you, past Mark, you are a genius. The last game that I needed to set up and get ready to go was the more recent Shining Pearl. This is actually my save file for my Dream Team quest that I've slowly been working on over the last number of months. So stay tuned for that when it eventually comes out. And one of the phases I got while hunting for one of my targets was a shiny Roselia, which can learn Sweet Scent. Perfect. And also, the next stop in my playthrough for this game was Pastoria City, where the Great Marsh is located. Roselia learns Sweet Scent at level 25, so I grinded it up to level 24, decided it would just be cooler if I evolved it to a Roserade, and then sent it over to Legends Arceus to evolve it. Brought it back to Pearl to get it to level 25, and this is the point where I learned something. If you evolve a Pokemon before it learns a move, you have to go to the move tutor to get that Pokemon to learn it. So by missing the opportunity to learn Sweet Scent, I then had to put in extra work to get it back. In the newer Pokemon games, you can switch your Pokemon's moves out whenever you like, and without any cost. However, in BDSP, you have to pay the move tutor a heart scale. So I then had to go and dig in the underground just to get the stupid little heart scale so I could give it to the stupid little move tutor so that the stupid little plant could learn this stupid little move so that I could take part in this stupid little Anyway, with that all out of the way, I had all three of my files ready to hunt for Safari Week. Right, so day one of Safari Week. There's something I got to do a little bit later, so I don't really want to commit to using my setup and everything. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to sit here, watch some journeys, and do a little bit on the Switch. So you get the beauty of seeing my very first encounter. I'm going to work the sound on. Listen to that. Alright. Very first Safari Week encounter. What are we getting? When it wants to, you know. There we go. Of course, not shiny. That's the first one. Alright, let's see how many we can get. Cock. So this is my new DS. Every time. In the UK right now, very hot, and I generally feel like I'm melting. We have lots and lots of bubble wrap. It smells weird. And we have the DS. First thing is just check that it turns on, I guess. There we go. Yeah, that's always a good start. That's how we're going to be doing Safari Week. After day 1, I got myself to a pretty standard 1000 encounters. The Pokemon I'm wanting to get the most is Skorupi. It's pretty cool, and I also get to flex it to Wally. I think I'll do the first few days a little slow before I start putting in some big numbers. But that's day 1 done with a total of 1000 encounters. I started day 2 by editing up some bits of the video you're watching right now. I want to try and catch up with the edit so I can start editing each day as it comes, and then hopefully have the video out pretty soon after Safari Weekend. It was also community day on Pokemon Go, so I went and did that for a little bit and actually didn't start getting any encounters in until about 4 o'clock. I'm aiming for a minimum of 1000 encounters per day, so I made sure to get myself to 2000 before wrapping up. I started off day 3 with a little bit of editing, finishing up the intro section so that all that was left was each day as it comes, which should give me a bit more time to get some encounters in. You see, this area on Shining Pearl does have Skorupis, but they do seem few and far between. Is that the right thing? Few and far and few? Few and... not many. Like 1 in every maybe like 50 encounters, or like, except for then when I just got on. So it's day 3 and I've realised that I haven't actually gone over my setup. It's pretty simple really. I've got my DS Lite here, which is on Heart Gold. Then I've got my 2DS XL, which is in the Great Marsh. And then we've got the Switch on the right here. So I'm fully aware that I could have the Switch just on my screen. However, I just like the idea of having them all sort of linear. So what I'll do is I'll go, to that one, to the middle one, and then to the Switch. And then I'll have my phone here for the counter, but I'm using this to record. I also have my microphone going with OBS open with a replay buffer so that I can record my vocals if I do get a shiny reaction in one of these. So I'm aware that I could have my Switch on my screen through my computer and then record in OBS and get the reaction from that. However, I do use my PlayStation to talk to my friend group, so I've got that connected to my controller so I can talk to them. So what I'm doing is I'm not going to record these anyway because they're, I don't have capture cards for them, and that's low on battery, so I'm going to have to charge that soon. So what I'm going to do is when I do get a reaction, I can simply just record it on my phone. But if I get one on the Switch, I can just simply clip it on the Switch and then clip the audio through the replay buffer and then put them together and, we'll have the video. The only downside is there won't be audio of the people I'm talking to, but, who cares about them? Plus, on top of that, I get to use my screen to watch some YouTube instead of having to split it and have half for the gameplay and then half for Netflix or whatever. I get to just have the whole screen for it and then have all these down here. Plus this way it's a lot more linear and I quite like being able to, I'll show you what I do, right? So I will simply, doing this with one hand is a bit tricky, hang on. So I'll sweet scent on that one, then I'll come over here and I'll sweet scent on this one, and then I'll sweet scent on this one. Where is it gone? There it is. And then I'll go over here and go da 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 and tap 3 times on my phone, right? Then I'll look at all of the things I've got here. None of them are shiny. Why would they be? And then what I do is I run on this one just because the Switch is way faster. And then these two I can just run at the same time and then rinse and repeat. And then I just sort of cycle over and over and over again. And that's basically my strat. I did a little bit more than 1000 encounters today and finished off at a grand total of 3,310. I started off day 4 by doing some editing again, but I got a bit bored and thought, I've not got that much left to do, so I just got on with the encounters. And then later on that evening, this happened. So, we have shiny number 1, which is a B-barrel. And this is on Pearl as well, not even Shining Pearl, regular Pearl. Yeah, it might be a bit hard to see, because it's not a very easy shiny to spot. But that is indeed a shiny B-barrel, and it was at 4,057, I believe it was. So we're just going to go ahead and see if we can catch it. I need to turn the sound on in case it sparkles again. Listen to that. Right. Gonna try hitting it with the ball. One, two. Oh. Those sparkles. Okay, it's still there. It's still there. Right. Gonna try another ball. One, two, three. Hey! Shiny number 1 is Safari Week. Right, now we've got to think of a name. So, I've spent a while thinking, and I think I've decided to name it Abby. And typing this with the camera is a bit tricky, but A. B. That's not a B. 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 I. E. There we go. And now time to go and check the nature. Right. What box is it in? Gotta find it now. Come on, Abby. Where have you gone? Okay, where actually is it? No. I know it's here somewhere. I've just caught it. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's in my party, isn't it? Of course. Right. There is Abby. Abby the bee barrel. And I'm going to guess it's... I'm going to say bold. I think it... Whoops, wrong one. I'm going to say it's a bold nature. And it is... Oh my god, I got it! Yes! That's actually crazy. I really hope you believe that wasn't staged. I generally just guessed that. Oh, there you go. Perfect. After adding Abby the bee barrel to my team and resetting the counter, I carried on with some encounters and ended the day at 400, bringing the grand total encounters to 4,457. So today I've managed to fish out the camera that I used to use when I was a film student in college and uni. I thought I could maybe use it to get some alternate angles of the DS's and whatnot. I did originally try from this side, trying to get a good angle there, but I don't have a tripod or anything, so I've just got to mount it to whatever I can find. But that doesn't really get a good angle. And I thought I'd try the same thing from this end and, you know, do the same thing there, but again, quite low, can't actually see the screen. If I had a tripod or something, I could put it like up here and then actually see what was, you know, on the screens and whatnot. And then if I happened to catch a shiny, ideal, that'd be pretty good. Plus I thought it'd be a good idea to maybe just get some time lapses and things that I could use for the video. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I was about to start it in this this portion of the video, and I realised that I don't have a way to get the footage off this SD card, which is the time lapses and stuff that I did. I originally thought that I could put it into my laptop. However, that is the port I'm working with. That's what led me to believe I had an SD card slot on my laptop. But it turns out that, you know, it's not quite the right size. It's must be a micro SD card. But so yeah, so I can't do it with that. I don't have an actual reader, so I can't plug that into my computer anywhere. My camera does have the ability to transfer via Wi-Fi or to connect to a device, but I've tried that and it just doesn't seem to be connecting, and I don't really know why. And I also don't have a cable to transfer the files from, so I'm kind of just stuck. So no time lapses for me. After day 5, I didn't have any more shinies, but I did manage to get in 1,300 encounters, putting me at 1,700 encounters for shiny number 2, and bringing me to a grand total of 5,757. That wasn't intentional, but it's cool that it happened. So I haven't done an update today, and I feel like I probably should. Today is day 6, so the halfway point of Safari Week, and I thought I would just go over some predictions I've got. So we had shiny number 1, which was on regular pearl at just over 4,000, which was a B barrel. I did expect shining pearl to get a shiny first because during my dream team on this file, I mean, no spoilers, but the hunts have been relatively quick. Heart gold, however, I don't expect to actually get anything throughout the week because this is a file that I hunted Mewtwo on, and that took 17,500 resets. So this file doesn't seem to like me very much. This one, I'm not sure if we'll get another one because we had one so quick the first time, but you know, we will see. But they're my predictions. I'm hoping to get a Skorupi or a Yanmar. They're both really good. Currently, I've got Yanmar on this one and Skorupi on this one. This one, I'm just in the sort of mountainy area, and you know, I like what's there. You can get Magnemite, you can get Onyx, Kangaskhan, Machop. There's a good variety of decent shinies there. But you know, I figured I might as well do a live encounter just because. So that one, and that one. Let's see what we get. So we have a regular Magnemite there. We have a regular Azurill. And we have a regular B-Barrel. So, yeah, that was me just checking in. If anything happens, I'll let you know. At the end of day 6, still no shiny number 2. But I have a hunch I'm going to get one soon. Even though there was no shinies, I did at least manage to get the most encounters in today compared to the rest of the week so far. With a total of 1,500 encounters for the day, 3,200 for this phase, and a grand total of 7,257 for the week. Like, I'm above the modern odds now, but I don't know how exactly I should calculate that because I've got one game with modern odds. Oh, shiny Psyduck! Oh my god. So, guess who just showed up? It's shiny number 2. And it's on Pearl. Again, right? Nothing on BDSP, nothing on Heart Gold, but Pearl. Again. And what's funny is I was literally just saying about how I feel like I should be getting one soon because I've got just over 4k. The last one was 4k. Like, this file's good. I don't know what it is about this file, but it's good because not only did I get the B barrel within 4k, I mean that's 4k combined to be fair, but I got that on this file, and then another 4k-ish later, the exact same file, I get the Psyduck. And this is also the same file I got the previous Safari Week shiny on a couple years ago, and on this file, I shiny hunted the Spiritomb, which I got in 900, which is just crazy. Like, I don't know what it is, but this file's good. This file's very good. Anyway, enough of that. I also got it in 4,216, I believe. So, we're just going to try and catch it. First things first, put the volume on. Just listen to that for a little bit. Anyway, we're going to try throw a ball. Oh no. Don't do it. Still there, still there. You know, I'll let you guys hear this as well. Ball number 2. One, 2. Oh no. Don't do it. It f***ing ran. Oh. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh. After the heartbreaking betrayal of the shiny Psyduck, I reluctantly carried on with my encounters, only getting in an extra 200, which leaves me at 1,216 for the day, only 200 for phase 3, and a grand total of 8,473 for the week. Today I got the tripod I ordered, so I can actually set up my camera to get some alternate shots of the hunting process. I also ordered a card reader so that I was able to get the footage off of the SD card, so now I can actually have this footage to use in the video. Enjoy this short time lapse I did to test it out. I was a little bit busy today and had some other things I needed to do, so I didn't get too many encounters in, but I did manage to stick to my 1000 per day minimum, leaving me at 1200 for this phase, and a total of 9473. Day 9 was pretty uneventful, to be honest. I kind of just got up, did encounters, and that was it. No shinies today, but I put in 1100 encounters, bringing me to 2300 for this phase, and now hitting 5 digits with 10,573 for the grand total of the week. So, day 10, the final day. Today I wanted to go out with a bang. I wanted to break my record of daily encounters for the week and hopefully find one last shiny. While doing some encounters, Brad invited me to a Zacian raid on Pokemon Go, and I ended up getting one of my goals for the day. I actually did get a shiny as well. And funnily enough, Brad ended up getting a shiny too. About halfway through the day, I decided that it would be a good idea to end on the famous 4096, so I made sure to get enough encounters in to reach that magic number. I was either going to finish Safari Week with a third shiny, or I was going to finish at odds. Right, so it's day 10 of Safari Week, and I'm currently at 3997 for this phase, which means I've got 99 more left to get to the magic 4096, which is the base odds for any game Gen 6 onwards. So I thought it would be a good idea to finish at that magic number. So I've literally got that 99 left, which should take me maybe about 15 minutes. I've got my camera set up to record in case, I happen to get anything. So I'm just going to go for it. Plus, we've also got... Move the mic. We've also got a little Wooloo for, good luck charm. So let's hope that we can get something. Alright, let's do it. Well, we finally made it. I'm currently at 4093, which means one more cycle of this will bring me to the magic 4096, which marks officially the end of the Safari Week for me. So I thought it'd be nice to do, a live encounter for all these last three, just in the very off chance we happen to get one. So, Heart Gold. I didn't expect to get a single one on Heart Gold, because this file seems to hate me with how long it took to get Mewtwo. And I mean, so far it hasn't. So, let's see if that changes. Right. 4094. Nope, nothing there. So, let's move over to Pearl. This, so far throughout the week, has wielded me 2 shinies. I got a B-Barrel, which we caught and named Abby, and then there was a Psyduck, which we weren't so fortunate to catch. But let's see if this happens to give me a third one. Alright. $4,095. He's teasing me with the Psyduck again, but unfortunately it's yellow, not blue. So, we move on to the final one, BDSP. Now, this one hasn't given me a single shiny, which I think is a bit crazy, because not only is the odds much higher on this one compared to these two, but this is my Dream Team file, which all the shinies I've got on it so far have been pretty quick. So I was expecting to get one throughout the week, but I just haven't done. So let's see if this changes it. Alright. And that's the shiny Roselia that I spent so long at the start getting. And let's hope it's not for waste. But this is the final encounter for Safari Week 2025. The magic 4096 to get me to odds on this phase. But let's do it. Nope, nothing. So, that's that. I'm done with Safari Week for this year, and we'll see how it goes next time. After my last encounters, the final numbers stand as such. I put in 1,796 encounters today, bringing the phase to a clean 4,096, and the grand total encounters for the week at 12,369. Nice! So that was how my Safari Week 2025 went. Did you take part? How did yours go? Did you manage to get any shinies? Do let me know down in the comments. But now, that's all from me. I do hope you enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button if you did. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.